Hello and Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hasnan Zafar, and today I'm actually going to explain or actually explore two web conferencing tool. First one will be Microsoft Teams, and the second one will be Zoom. So in this slide deck, I will quickly actually show first briefly explain introduction, then touch a bit on breakout rooms. Waiting room I will discuss when it comes to Zoom, and then most probably I won't be covering hands-on here, but in the normal workshop sessions I will be actually doing a lot of hands-on, and I will try to summarize for this session, but normally in workshop I will be actually taking Q&A also. Okay, so let's move on. Briefly, what is actually web conferencing? A lot of people actually name that as webinar or online lecture. Okay, live, yeah, so it's actually a live session. So seminar, when using a web, we name it as webinar. So it's a live synchronous activity where we could actually do meeting, live lectures or workshops. Okay, so what is web conferencing? So web conferencing will allow us to actually conduct live classes, interact with audio and video. So if you notice here, this is my video here. So we can actually do the similar activity using web conferencing tool. Use multiple whiteboards and other tools available in these softwares. We can play audio and video files. We can actually share files. Yes, there are features where participant can raise hand, can even allow or communicate to facilitator that you are going slow or you are going very fast. You can thumb up, okay, thumb up or thumb down if you don't like anything. So all these kind of features actually allows us to engage with the audience effectively, and both of these tools will allow us to communicate using chat box also. And on top of all this, actually the sessions can be recorded. Okay, and the feature we'll be focusing more is actually breakout rooms. What does breakout rooms mean? If you have a large session and you can break this large group into a small groups of 2, 3 or 4, okay, or even more than that. So in general, just to make sure what is web conferencing, there will be a facilitator on one side, an attendee on the other side, and connecting this facilitator or presenter and attendee is actually a stable internet connection. So for web conferencing, you need a stable internet connection. Okay, and you can add actually as many attendees as you want. For example, in Zoom, the one we subscribe allows us to 300, and same number goes to Microsoft Teams also. But Microsoft Teams, they have a live session version where you can have even 10,000 participants. So it's all depends on the plan you subscribe from these two software companies. Okay, so let's start with Microsoft Teams. So this is a quick interface of Microsoft Teams. So if you log in, the first thing you need to create a team for your workshop or a session. So I just created a test team here, And one way is you could actually add all registered participants by clicking these three dots next to text, and you can add members. So this is a best practice to add all members in your team. And after that, we can actually form this as second screen where you could actually, once you click add member, you will be seeing this. Okay. Yes. The third step here is actually to create subgroups by clicking add channel. So if you know, see here, group 3, group 1, group 2, I have already created. Sorry for the sequence, actually group 3 I have created at the end. So you can actually add in the channel name description here. You can tick this. This is a feature which I personally don't like because it won't control the participant. If you want to group them, for example, certain participant can go into group 1 and certain into group 2. So by clicking this checkbox, you are actually allowing all these channels to be available to all your main participants, so they can actually click and join any of these groups. Okay. So if you notice here, so I am currently in this screenshot in group 3, and if you notice here, so main session is running. So how you can start this actually by clicking join now. So the session will start, and alert will be sent to all the participants and they will join. And then you need to share, one way is to share the link of these subgroups or groups. Uh, the other way is actually if you just now tick that checkbox where all these groups will be available to main participants and they can actually join by clicking the links. Okay. And a bit tricky here when you're going to switch between groups or rooms. So for example here, you no need to end the main session. Uh, for example, you see here the play button. So if I click on play button, so I will close this window will be closed. This is in group 3. Then I will be rejoined to main session, and similarly I can click this one, so can join group 1, can join group 2 and group 3. I'm not sure whether it's a good feature, or I personally don't like that. It actually allows groups, everybody, all participants to move around between groups, and then if participants don't follow instructions properly, so they may be lost or in wrong groups. Okay. Just to highlight, uh, now on Zoom. Okay. So you can actually join in by clicking this URL ID, zoom.us or zoom.com, and we actually subscribe. So we normally don't log in through this website. We have actually an app. Okay. So you can join in by sending this kind of a link from your meeting, and I will highly recommend that to have a unique ID plus password and a waiting room clearance for participant. So that's actually a 3 level of security to reduce uh, hackers to hack your meeting rooms. Okay, so this is a screen shown here where actually you will, once you join in by key in ID and password, this is what you will be seeing, that you are in waiting room and host have to actually click admit you into the meeting. So then you will join the main session. By default, I would recommend to use mute all the participants once they join in. So this is a screenshot of a session going on using Zoom. Okay, So this is on the host side, and co-host also will be able to actually admit people waiting in the waiting room. So this is how it pops up on the screen of host or co-host. Okay, so here is shown actually we can create a rooms, backup rooms by clicking these three dots. So only host will be allowed to create breakup rooms in the session. And once you click these three dots, click on breakup rooms. So there are very good features in that it can actually randomly assign people or manually can assign all the participants. So you need to pick actually one by one, and it allows you to pick number of rooms. So in our subscribed version, we have actually maximum of 50 rooms we can create. Okay, and this is actually the screen where host and co-host can actually see different rooms. So in this session, I have created actually 5 rooms and randomly assign people to these rooms. Okay, and just to compare, Microsoft Teams a bit tricky to switch between groups. So, and actually everybody can join any group if they have link or access to that. Access mean like if they have access to the main session and the sub channels also, so they can actually switch on their own. Less control between rooms, like actually users can switch between one room to another room. Yes, recording can be done for main and subgroups. Uh, this in Microsoft Teams. So in Zoom, it's easy to manage the rooms. Okay, switching between rooms is easy compared to Microsoft Teams. Only host and co-host can join different rooms, so participants won't be allowed to jump from one room to another room or one group to another group. And grouping can be done uh, manually or even automatically. So you can just pick how many participants in one room, or you just pick number of rooms and it randomly pick. It will divide number of rooms with the total number of participants, and it will push all those participants randomly into different rooms. That's all. And just to summarize, I think all tools are great. Just to summarize that all these tools are great. It's actually how innovatively we use while working from home and conducting classes or workshops or even meetings online. The key here is to make sure you should have actually different activities to engage our participants and audience. That's all from me. Okay. And if you want to know more, actually, this is my blog, the first one. Second one, I will be actually sharing all these slides in my SlideShare account, and this is my Twitter handler. So feel free to contact and share your ideas or best practices. Okay. So hope to see you again in another session. Stay safe and stay healthy. All the best. Thank you.